This is my 2008 Honda Accord, and this is me. I want to turn this car into an absolute beauty. For the next couple of months, I'm going to be adding multiple mods to it and trying to make it as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Alright, let's talk about specs now. This Accord is rocking a 2.4 liter iVTEC 4-cylinder engine, and it's making around like 170 horsepower. Honestly, this thing is amazing. I've been driving this for around less than 2 weeks now. I'm not too sure, I forget kind of. Either way, this car is pretty nice. It's pretty fast. It sounds amazing as well, and it runs great. It runs absolutely amazing. Now, it is obviously a bit older, but yeah. So just a little bit of background. I got this car from a family friend, my dad's friend, for about $1,000. I think that's a pretty steal right there, only because right now it is averaging around $2,500 to $3,500 pretty much anywhere else you look, and that means I have the extra money left over to be able to spend it on the car and make it look the way I really want to. I do have two things coming in today. First is the headlight repair. Basically, these headlights are super foggy, don't look nice at all. So that is the one thing I do have coming in today. And the second thing is an audio jack that connects straight to the aux. I don't really like using the audio transmitter that uses the FM studio, because sometimes I like to go out like an hour away and the radio station has a trouble connecting, and then next thing you know, it's staticky and it sounds horrible. So this is gonna connect it straight to the aux, which always has a crisp, clear sound. For the headlights though, these things are absolutely horrible. Hold on. These are absolutely just foggy, and just I don't like the look of them. I mean, anybody with foggy or dirty headlights don't like the look of them. So I do have that coming in today. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on that. All right, so we got the first two packages. I don't know which one of these is which, so we're just gonna open up both and find out. All right, so the first one we do have, which was in the, I'm taking my seatbelt off. I'm in park, what am I doing? So the first one we do have is the Bluetooth receiver. I get to open it up and see what it looks like. All right, so the package comes with, see, we got a USB Type-C into USB-A, the two jack ports. We have a sturdy, stiff jack. I don't really know what to call that. And then the actual device itself. Right there, here, bring it up. That is clean looking. I like that a lot. Right, so let's go ahead and let's get this installed. All right, so it does indeed work. Now, the only problem that I can see is that you do need to charge it. So you either have a straight connection 24/7, or you charge it and then plug it in. I'm probably gonna move over the charging port that I have, and I'm probably just gonna use it on that. I think that's really just my best bet. Either way, that is thing number one done. Now let's go ahead and unpack the other box. So I finally have the one thing that I really needed, the ceramic headlight restoration kit. This is in no way sponsored or anything. I actually have no idea what, Cerakote? I have no idea what company that is. But it looks like, let's see, it's a three-step process. I'm guessing it's sanding and then some sort of ceramic coat, some sort of wax, something like that. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So starting off here, put my gloves on, make sure you glove up. You do not want to touch this stuff. First step was oxidizing. This is basically just cleaning it, getting any of that top layer stuff off, any, you know, of the original gunk or anything like that, getting all that wax, like previous wax off of it. Just trying to clean it up and get ready for the step 2 part. You actually can see right here what comes off. Absolutely horrendous. It's this like yellow brown mixture, and that's the stuff that is on your headlights. So I definitely recommend you guys getting a kit just like this. Not exactly this one, you don't have to get something like it, or you could go the old-fashioned route, get some, you know, sanded down, use like some high grit sandpaper, and you know, then use like a polishing on it and such. But either way, I would say get this done. This is absolutely horrendous. Okay, so part 1 is done. So it is a little bit better than it was before, but unfortunately I didn't read the instructions beforehand, and now some of the oxidizing stuff is on the paint. It does tell you to wipe away the paint or to wipe away the oxidizing off of the paint, but honestly, I'm getting the paint done, like redone soon, so it doesn't even matter. But let's go ahead and head on to step 2. Step 2, I am now taking, it gives you like this little handle thing to grab onto. I'm starting off with the 2000 grit sandpaper, making sure not to go into circles because that is on the instructions. Don't go in circles. It needs to be uniform, so like up, down, left, right, pretty much anything that, you know, is not a circle. So unfortunately my phone was going to die. It had 3% left on it, so I had to put it on the charger just to let it charge for a little bit. Now, I completed it. I did step 3, well 2 and 3. Comparing it to what it was before to now is absolutely amazing. Let me show you guys. So this is what it looks like now. Definitely a major upgrade from what it was previously. But now the final step is simply just to let it sit for an hour. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this stuff in my trunk and I will see you guys in an hour. 1 hour, this is what it's looking like. I am loving it. Extremely clear. There is still like some right here. It's not completely clear, but honestly, it's fine. It looks absolutely amazing. I do love it. Way better than it was before. So yeah. So now what was going to be the next step is I was going to find a brand new bumper for my car. Now the back bumper is completely intact, completely fine. I mean, really all it is just the paint. It's the front bumper that's the problem. So me, my boy Seb, and my mom, because she wanted to tag along, we went to the local scrapyard to try to find me a front bumper for a 2008 Honda Accord. But unfortunately, I couldn't. But on the bright side, Seb did find a locking mechanism for his trunk on another 2003 Honda Civic, because that's the car he has. So we went ahead and removed that. So unfortunately, we didn't have the 10mm, but thankfully a very nice man let us borrow his. So let's get back to it. Now that was a little bit of a project and we ended up taking it home later, but unfortunately it did not work. My dad ended up coming out to try to help him and it just did not work. We put it on and it wouldn't lock, so he had to end up putting back the ratchet strap that he has back on the car. So RIP his trunk. So then I decided to move on to the next best thing, which is the tires. The rims were these unpleasurable, my girlfriend just told me to say that, looking rims. So my plan is I'm going to sand them down, clean them up, put primer on it, paint them black, and then I have some nice hubcaps to put right on top of it until I can afford some rims. So first, after I get the tire off, I'm starting with the initial cleaning. This is just to get the top layer stuff off, such as any dirt, any brake dust, anything like that. Then I go ahead and move into an 80 grit sandpaper. This is just to start off strong, very aggressive. Make sure I get any of that top layer stuff. I'm trying to get as much rust, debris, brake dust, anything that'll cause the primer to not sit properly off of the tire. I then move into 120 grit sandpaper, trying to refine it down but still keeping it kind of rugged so that the primer has something tight to hang on to. Alright, so sanding part is done. Definitely looks a little better than before. Now the whole point of this is just to give it a nice grippy surface just to put the primer on. So honestly, I think I did a pretty decent job. So all I'm doing here is folding a paper towel a couple times just so I can get a nice sharp edge to reach that really bottom area right there. It still has some water in it, so I just want to make sure it's as dry as possible before putting on the primer. So next I'm coming in with this metal duct tape. Usually people use index cards, put it around the rim so that you can use it as a protective layer to protect the tire from the actual primer itself. But honestly, this is a perfect alternative and it's guaranteed to stay in place. It has a very sticky backside, so it's able to stay right where I need it to. Now comes the actual priming part. First thing I do is I spray it on the cardboard, make sure it's running perfectly. Then I start with a nice even first coat. I'm just kind of going side to side here, making sure I get a nice even coat all around. I did kind of spray a little too much in some areas, but I ended up fixing that up. Now I'm making sure to get every angle I can, so you make sure you try to go around every side of the tire, just so you're making sure you're not missing any angles and it comes out looking bad. Alright guys, so primer is complete. Now all that's left to do is to let it dry for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes and 4 tires later, here's the results. Now the reason why I just put it back on the car is because the next day it was going to rain and I did not have the time to be able to put the black paint on. So a couple days later and we get started on the second to last step, painting the rims. So just like the sanding part, we have to start with preparation. So first thing I do is spray some soapy water. I was using these wheels for about a day and a half, so they could have some brake dust or any other kind of debris such as rocks, dirt, or anything in that nature. So all I'm doing is I'm softly going around, trying not to rub off any of the primer. Now it is kind of a gritty surface, so you just need to be very cautious. I'm making sure I get every area I possibly can so that it's not wet and so that the black paint can sit nice on top of the primer. Now, just like with the primer stage, I'm going to go ahead and wrap around the entire rim with this metal duct tape. This is pretty much just a mask so that I don't get any of the black spray paint anywhere on the tire itself and only on the rim. Once I'm done with that, it's the same exact steps as I did with the primer. I'm going to do a first light coat, then I'm going to go ahead and get a little deeper and start doing heavier coats for second and third. After doing those exact steps 3 more times for the other 3 tires, this is what it ended up looking like 1 day later, completely dried. So the last step is putting on the hubcaps, but unfortunately I got a little too excited. So when those clips were taken of the finished wheel being painted black, those were done in the parking lot. What the fuck? Those were done in the parking lot of my job. So right after I took those videos, I again got really excited. So I just decided to put on the hubcaps. Now, when you are doing this, if you choose to go this route and you can't afford any rims, please just make sure you wait at least like 15-16 hours, just something so that it's at least long enough for it to be dry. If you do it way too early, it might just come up really bad. Fortunately, the rims that I did choose covered most of the entire wheel, so honestly, even if it did mess up and I did it while it was wet, you wouldn't have really been able to tell. But if I do take them off, then it's going to look bad and nobody wants that. So without further ado, here is the finished rims. And that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope you guys did enjoy. This took me a lot of time and effort, and honestly, I had a blast doing this project. Now, this is only episode 1. This car has so much further to go. As I said in the beginning of the video, this is going to take about a couple of months to get done, but honestly, I'm very excited for that time to come. I have so many plans for this car, and I cannot wait to make it as perfect and beautiful as I have it imagined in my head. Now, if you guys have any recommendations on what I should do for this car or what I should do to it, please leave them down below. And honestly, if you want to see more of this, make sure to also comment, like. That kind of just shows me that you guys like the videos, you like the editing style, you like what I'm doing with the car, and it really just helps out. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in episode 2.